Alright, guys, so next few pages. So for day 14, ending mid page 34, I'm gonna have to be drinking some water as I'm recording because my throat feels kind of dry, and I did lose my voice the other day. Well, yesterday and Saturday I lost my voice, because that's what happens when you're like screaming over the music, trying to sing along to stuff. But it was fun. So yeah, this might be just about like 10 minutes or so, maybe a little more, because I gotta get on with my morning and eat some breakfast. But yeah, just for this morning portion of my day, actually, oh my goodness, I got a little green tea. I poured some green tea yesterday from the fridge. I don't know. I don't know how people feel about, leaving drinks out overnight. Like, I don't have a problem with it. Like, whatever, it's in my room. Nobody else is in here. So yeah, I poured tea when I got back from San Diego yesterday. And then I was like, I want to make sure I don't have any more caffeine, actually. And so let me not have caffeine. So I was like, I don't want to waste it. So I just kept it at my bedside. Maybe that's gross. I don't really know. Either way, I'm drinking it. I don't really care. Because it's like almost 8:30 in the morning. But I just recorded day 13, so coming into day 14, which is actually today, the real day on time now. Aina, in Aina Briand's book, Aina's Keys, she starts talking more about this topic of, where energy goes, what people hold space for. And so I can kind of speak to some of my own experiences recently. I haven't spent too much time talking about this, but, well, yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. So some parts of the relationship series episodes, you kind of probably notice, like, a little bit of frustration that I get with, kind of like trying to plan things kind of like socially, kind of not knowing how things are gonna pan out, and trying to like plan things. So I can kind of go through my weekend of what I did in San Diego, because like I mentioned, for me it works better to try to make plans almost every day I'm there. So I didn't know how many days I was really going to be there. I only needed to be there Saturday at first because I had a birthday party to attend. And then I was like, okay, well, I only need to be there Saturday. But, I didn't want to just go one day. So I was like, well, let me see if I go Friday, if anybody's available Friday, and then if anyone's available Sunday. Like, there was a friend who's been wanting to catch up since I left work back in December, wanting to catch up with me, and she reached out, and we haven't really been able to coordinate, but because they're only available Sunday. So I was like, Sunday, okay, we'll do that. And then Monday, I was still there. There was a friend that I was like had tentative plans with for Sunday, and so we kind of made that work. And then Monday, breakfast plans. And so it was basically Saturday dinner in North Park, Sunday a birthday part. Sorry, Saturday. What did I say? Friday night dinner in North Park. Saturday Saturday night technically, but I thought it was earlier. But Saturday night, karaoke in downtown. Sunday lunch in Hillcrest, and then dinner at my friend's house. And Monday breakfast in North Park. So I was really happy with the way that went, all of it, because I got to see a lot of people, and not like groups. Like a lot of it was one-on-one. There was a group of 4 of us on Friday night, but otherwise all the other times it was one-on-one. So I really enjoyed that. I had a good time. I was glad to be in town. There were some people who kind of wanted to spend a little more time, but I kind of thought I had other plans. So, like, I thought it was going to overlap, and now it turns out I could have done some of those plans. But one thing I've been kind of struggling with is this difficulty with coordinating with people, because for me, it's like, I kind of want to know that we've got plans locked in because, I'm going all the way to another city. It's like I'm renting a car and booking a hotel. Like, it's not free on my end. Like, I'm paying just to get there and sleep in the area. And so, it's not easy for me to just go. Like, I still have to pay like a couple $100 just to be local, so I'm not driving back and forth every single day. I mean, I could technically drive back and forth every single day. It would be cheaper, but I'd go nuts. I don't like that drive that much, but like a little over 2 hours one way without traffic, or maybe 3 hours in traffic. That's a little much for one way. I mean, I have time to do it, but I'd rather spend the extra money just to comfortably stay there and not be drained with driving, right? So, yeah, I've been noticing that it's like I've been getting a little stressed out. Like last week, the week before, maybe even the week before that, I was getting pretty stressed out because I was like trying to, make plans with people, not necessarily for this, but just like when I reach out to people, sometimes it can be hard to know, like, do I need to give options? Because some people are kind of like not as organized, or some people, when they say they want to do something, they don't actually want to do it. And so it's hard to like learn, right? Like, I like doing different stuff, and people are always like, oh, I want to go with you to like concerts or snowboard or like whatever. And those are the 2 things that I know usually cost more money, usually take a little bit of planning, with people who don't do that kind of stuff a lot. And then, trying to coordinate and being like, you have to get tickets in advance to stuff. You have to get lift tickets, passes, like, you have to get, concert tickets. You have to pay in advance. You don't want to necessarily just wait till the day of the concert and then try to like hope that the tickets aren't sold out or whatever. Like, you want to kind of do it on time, early, so that and then you can kind of plan around like what you want to do for that event. You want to meet a little early, grab dinner just to be in the area. Like, what do you want to do, right? And so I feel like a lot of times people have a hard time with the committing to actually getting the tickets and stuff. And I've been left, holding like tickets to stuff that I thought other people were gonna buy, And then I'm like, well, I'm the only one who bought the ticket and it's non-refundable. And so stuff like that. So it's like, with some people, I kind of know how they are with coordinating and it's easier with them. With other people, it's not easy to coordinate with them. And so, you know, and some people I've never tried to do this kind of stuff with. Like, it's usually been like go out to dinner or like go to a bar or like something like that, where it's like low, like there's not really a lot of advanced planning and people can just cancel on the fly if they don't really feel like drinking or don't want to go. And it's like limited risk. Like when I was living there in the same city as all those friends, it's like I'm living there already. So people could cancel. It was just like whatever. We're all like 15 minutes away, whatever. But now it's like I want to make sure the plans are actually solid if I'm going all the way there. And I'm not trying to be a control freak about it, but also it's like I do kind of notice some people are harder to plan with than others. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's like, the energy I've been spending probably a lot of the month of March, which is kind of a lot of where that kind of relationship series kind of came from. Because, it's not just me. Like, I've got some other friends who we talk about these topics, and we're like, why are people being so, why is the dating situation changing? Why is it so hard to make plans with people lately? Like I know people have difficult work situations, difficult financial situations. Like, things aren't easy right now for most people. So I do take that into account, but it is kind of stressful to try to plan and stuff because I've never usually had this level of stress with planning. And maybe it's just my own stuff. That's likely what it is too. Because I can be pretty bored and just kind of like I am used to socializing and interacting with people my own age who are my own friends on a much more regular basis and being a lot more closer and having a lot more ease seeing people when I want to. And most people I know are pretty social, so it's like they'll be down to just have dinner midweek or whatever. Like, nobody really cares. Like, and so now that I don't really have that, I think it is kind of hard to be like, man, I don't want to like lose these relationships or feel like I'm, like out of sight, out of mind. With some people I kind of do feel that way. Not a lot of them, but for a little bit I was kind of feeling like with some friends, a couple friends, I was like, especially because I had directly asked them about certain stuff, and I thought, okay, well, if this is going to happen, we're going to coordinate. And then, of course, on Instagram, I see, oh, they went and did this thing, and they never, like, said anything about it, even though I had maybe asked them about it or sent them my schedule if we were going to plan about some certain event or something. And then I see they went and did whatever it was we were talking about, and it's like, well, nobody gave me a heads up because I would have loved to join, but also they're not obligated to tell me. I'm not trying to like overstep or like overimpose myself on people, but it did kind of rub me weird because I was like, I thought I asked, and I kind of wanted to come back to town to like see them to do certain stuff. And so I was kind of like, okay, that, because it happened like twice. And so I was like, okay, kind of like whatever. But I did want to see them. So it kind of felt like a little bit like, oh, like, okay, like I guess they just wanted to go do this thing with these people, or just because they knew I wasn't in town anyways, they didn't even try to coordinate. Because for them, maybe they don't want to make me feel obligated, or maybe they just didn't want me there, and that's fine too. They wanted to do their own thing, but it just felt kind of weird. But yeah, like, and that too, just kind of that, like, learning about things through like social media did kind of contribute a little bit to kind of some stuff I was saying last night about like, I don't really want to be what do you call it? Like, I don't know if the word's responsible. I don't really want to be like, like a type of a burden, or I don't want to be like too maybe like involved. I don't really know what I was trying to say, but like, yeah, I just don't want, like, yeah, with the social media stuff, like, I was kind of thinking about it a little bit, and I was like, sometimes when I'm on there, it doesn't really make me happy, to kind of know what people are doing or see what people are doing. Like, I hadn't had that experience too much until recently, where I was like, oh, like, this person I wanted to plan with on this day, they said they'd hit me back on that day, and now I find that they never, I'm like, okay, like, let's see if they hit me back up, because I'm not trying to, like, overextend myself anymore and just keep on, like, asking or whatever. And then it's like, oh, they're over here doing this other thing now, and it's like, okay, like, or like they're in LA, they're in the city where I'm at, and I didn't even know, nobody ever said anything, things like that, where I'm just like, okay. But yeah, people move on, and it's kind of interesting to see how different people are when you're not in the same city as they are, how they kind of treat like social situations. I feel like everybody knows I want to come back. Everybody knows I want to stay in touch. Everybody knows I'm trying to at least hang out once a month or so, and keep in touch. And I feel like a lot of people don't really think that way. Like, they're kind of like not trying to do all that. So I don't really know. I'm not like I'm not like upset, but it's just I'm also like a little bit I was trying to figure out kind of like a way to kind of like deal with it better, because my relationships that I have with people, they're important to me, and to try and think like, oh, like, just because I moved, now there's like people who are kind of not really wanting to be friends or hang out anymore, just because I live over here now, for a while, and this is what I'm doing right now. But and that's fine. It's fine if people want to do that, but it is a little surprising. And I mean, there've been a couple times where I felt like I was gonna, like, I had plans with some friends, and then like maybe they just like spent the night drinking too much, and then I was on a tight schedule, so I couldn't really meet them because I could only meet them like early, but then they couldn't wake up early because they were hungover and stuff like that, where I'm like, well, I don't have all day to be waiting for people to sober up, like, so stuff like that, where it's like, okay, like, I guess we're not going to see each other then, or something like that. Like, I've been a little disappointed, or just sometimes people just not, responding. And, I'm getting better in the habit of trying not to say something more than like once. I'll be like, here's the invite, here's the thing. Let's just figure out like what we want to coordinate and keep it at that. And then I'll kind of tell you when I'm on my way, and try to make sure people know I'm dependable, I'm not flaky, I'm reliable. Like, if you don't hear back from me, that's probably when there's like an issue, but usually I intend to show up. I'm not going to cancel on people like that. And I can kind of sense other people's anxiety sometimes too, because they're like, are you coming? Are you coming? Are you coming? Because they expect I'm going to be like all the other people who just like cancel all the time. But I'm pretty reliable. And then it's like when I'm planning things with people and they're not reliable, it's like, okay, like I don't really like the way that feels. But then it's like, so for some people I'm kind of just letting it go, and I'm like, if they want to do what they want to do, I'm just going to let them just do what they want to do, and not really force things. But then I noticed too, the more I kind of step back, the more people kind of engage, and then they're kind of like, oh, I want to do this, oh, I want to do that. And it's like, okay, now I'm trying to like fill schedule with people, and I'm like also kind of dealing with this, like, fill the schedule, but are you reliable? Do you really want to do it? Because I'm not the one who's saying I want to do this. It's like somebody else saying they want to do this. And so, just trying to see what happens, really, and trying to have more fun with it, because it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be stressful. But just, it is a little bit, because like if I'm hanging out in like Orange County or LA or like San Diego, like I don't live like right near any of these places. Like I'm in LA County, but I'm not like downtown. It can take anywhere from 30 minutes to like an hour or so to get downtown. And so like that's a lot, if somebody's going to be like 2 hours late and I already left like 90 minutes early, and it's kind of like, some things like that where it's like I don't really like waiting all day, and it's not like I can just go home, things like that where it's like some people are just really hard to coordinate with, honestly. But we'll see. I'm trying to keep it simple. But yeah, that's how San Diego went. That's kind of my take on things lately. I'm gonna have certain times of day when I'm like contacting people about stuff, like text back and stuff. I'm probably gonna wait till lunchtime to do that. So basically today for my day, my schedule up until lunch. So I did my morning texting for the people I was gonna text, so they're already texted, so I don't need to be on my phone. The people that I talked to on social media, I did that already this morning, so I don't need to respond to anybody till maybe like when I take a lunch. Did a little bit of hydration, probably not as much as I should have. It was more so for my throat than it was to actually hydrate, so I need to finish hydrating. And gotta open this window. These windows are so old. Let me see. Oh, the air feels nice. It's sunny, but the air is kind of got some coolness to it. I read like, I don't know if I like saying this kind of stuff, but sometimes I like to incorporate some kind of like prayers and that kind of thing into my morning. So I have this like, not morning only, but like into certain segments of my day, either if that's like reflections or affirmations or like something. And so it was kind of interesting today, like I have this Jewish prayer book, and I just kind of opened it to like whatever the morning service was. I don't do the whole thing. I'm not like davening or anything like that. Shout out to people who do. Like, it's like 100 something pages of praying. I just opened it to anything within that section, and it hit on Psalm 150 and how the beginning of that is talking about like, praising God, but then also the aspect of like music and dance and all these different instruments and stuff. And that was kind of like, it was kind of cool how that was the first thing I read this morning. When last night, the last thing I was thinking about was kind of like music, and then I wake up with this whole theme again. So that was kind of fun. And then podcasting, I did a little planning. So I did planning up to lunch pretty much. So I'm going to have this bento for my breakfast. I got a bento box. It's like salmon, rice, fish cake. I don't know what else. I think I have a little salad on the side too, so I might actually eat the little salad with it. I got this Moto G Pure Motorola phone that I'm kind of testing out, seeing if I like it. So far, I don't like it. I got to figure out this Google Fi account situation and my options, and then I'm just gonna get some apps that I know and kind of work on some tunes that way, and make sure I can upload them onto my computer or something. But I'm gonna see what I can write with my phone, because I kind of miss doing that, and that's what I feel like I want to do. So yeah, I'm gonna get on with my day, get some breakfast in me because I'm actually kind of hungry, upload this, get going. I guess you'll hear about how my day goes when I do the next post for day 15, guys. Tomorrow is day 15, halfway through this book. And I guess people are liking it a little bit, so I'm glad to see that. I'm enjoying myself, but yeah, I was pretty worn out this weekend, guys. Like, I didn't sleep too good pretty much any night. I did have a little bit of C4 here and there, just little bits of it, but I think that might have contributed to poor sleep. And I've definitely been having more melatonin to make myself sleep, but I haven't been taking it like I do when I'm in LA, like around 9:30. I've been taking it like, okay, I'm still up and it's like past midnight, so let me have some melatonin to make sure I go to bed. That's what I did last night. I probably slept around 1 a.m., woke up around 6:30, so that's just how today went. And then I kind of figured out what I was gonna do while I was waking up this morning. I was trying to like plan out my morning. So I might leave the rest of this tea alone. And okay, I gotta go eat my breakfast. And with that, thanks for listening.